Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Jane's Fighters Anthology. In this episode we'll finally be striking at the heart of the Russian Black Sea Fleet.
Our earlier attack sank 2 missile cruisers and a destroyer. Now we're going to overwhelm them with a 2-pronged attack using aircraft and submarines. Now you'll lead the attack with harpoons and iron bombs. Inflict significant damage on these boats, and you can call it a day. Oh, one other thing. The Navy wants us to use this opportunity to try out the new Bat Boat stealth warship. So if you see something weird that looks like a black barn, leave it alone.
Mop-up, USS Eisenhower, CVN 69. Date, April 14th, local time, 1740 hours, weather clear.
Situation. The Russian carrier group must be destroyed at sea. Aircraft and submarines will lead the attack while surface ships move into position. Mission objective, you must destroy the Kiev-class aircraft carrier and 2 of her primary escorts, a Kirov-class missile cruiser and a Kravak-3-class missile frigate. Leave the other Russian ships for later strikes. Order of battle, recommended aircraft FA-18D, recommended weapons AGM-84A, AGM-84E, threat suppression data, ground opposition, possible SAMs and AAA from Russian task force, air opposition, possible Yak-141s and SE-27. So, we refuel, we go in, we hit the strike force, and we come back. Now, we're going to leave AMRAAMs and Sidewinders on just in case there's, actually, hold on, it didn't even let us pick our aircraft. I mean, I was going to pick the Hornet up anyways, but I don't like being forced into it. I think that's something unique to Fighters Anthology, because in USNF 97, I never remember being forced to take an aircraft. And that could be why in the last episode it bugged out and didn't have our, it didn't record our damage, because this was coming up next. But we're going to take harpoons. This is probably going to be one of the last times we use harpoons in this campaign. So we'll have 6. We have just our 1 wingman, so we'll have to make good use of him. So we'll be doing that by, let's see here. I'd love to take some jamming pods, but
4-5 miles.
So we'll have our wingman start by focusing his fire on the Kirov.
Engaging. Echelon formation. Tighten up. Attack ship. Your 12 o'clock flow. 4-7 miles.
So we'll throw on our jammers. We'll probably let them get a couple hits in, and then we'll start stealing kills for ourselves because we're selfish and mean and evil. Okay, so I thought it was blowing our wingman. He's probably using afterburner. Kravak destroyed by friendly subs. Now, I don't know how they're doing that, because subs don't have an attack in this game, so I don't know if it's like a scripted event somehow or what.
as we see this whole line is undamaged.
9 miles.
See, if we can't select the target, then...
Okay, so that one in the corner we can't select. And to be honest, he's back there. You can barely even see him.
30 miles.
I do hear helicopters. Sounds like... Yep, the last vestiges of their defense have gone up in the form of attack helicopters, whereas our wingman is going in. We have F-14s from the Starfighter's flight attacking us.
7 miles.
So, yeah, our wingman could probably use all 6 of his missiles on that. I seem to recall actually getting 2 wingmen for this mission in the past, but oh well.
5 miles.
We just gotta make sure our wingman doesn't die, because that would be really bad for us in this mission.
4 miles.
So that's what I'm gonna do, is have him disengage and come back to us.
Alright.
So Srvemini has been destroyed by a friendly sub.
Attack ship, you're 11 o'clock low. Engaging.
He should fire off a missile more or less right away.
Firing missile.
I suppose what I'll do is I'll just take this guy down right away. See, is there anyone? Revac destroyed by friendly
12
sub.
o'clock low. Turning right.
Close enough for government
12
work.
o'clock low. Turning right. Impact! I'm taking a shot. Approach target.
So what we're going to do is we're going to quick unload
Boy, I'm taking a shot.
4 harpoons onto the Kiev.
Bullseye! Deploy!
And that should be enough to damage it pretty severely. There they go with the pop-up attack.
Bullseye! Bullseye!
Yeah.
Bullseye! Bullseye! 7 miles. Impact! Disengage.
Okay, so we'll fire our harpoon at this guy.
5 miles. 1 o'clock.
We'll have our wingman fire one of his harpoons.
Attack ship. You're 12 o'clock.
this
close.
one.
5 miles. Engaging. Fan launch.
Okay, we got that one.
4 miles.
Let's throttle up. We're taking fire from one of the escorts.
3 miles. 11 o'clock. Fan launch. Apex inbound. Drop down. Bullseye.
Okay. Now we're a bit close for launch, I think, but so we aren't going to do that.
Fan launch.
Instead, I want
4 miles. Attack ship. You're 11 o'clock. Engaging.
we'll have our wingman focus on the Quebec. That's also our objective. And we are going to go low, low, low. Oh, we can actually hear the gunfire splashing in the water. Okay. Now let's do our pop-up. We should have enough range to take out,
11 o'clock.
of course,
Drop down. 2 miles. 1 o'clock.
Serenity.
2 miles.
Hornets from the Gladiators are also striking them. There you are. This might still be a little close, but I have faith in you. This'll... Alright, the RNG didn't favor us, so we gotta go in and finish her off. And we gotta be careful because we've taken some hits, so... Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we just blew up an aircraft carrier with our gun. It was very ace combat of us. Okay, so... Do we have to be worried about anything else? I feel like the F-14s have given some pretty good cover to us and stuff. Yeah. So at this point,
Attack ship. You're 12 o'clock. Engaging.
let's hope our wingman has some harpoon and stuff, because otherwise this is going to be a long mission.
3 miles.
Woo.
In range.
Alright. our mission is done here.
Engage.
So we can see the fires are burning. Our wingman has decided to ignore our formation orders again. That's kind of expected at this point. We took a fair bit of damage, but actually a bit less than what I anticipated, only 40%. We should be able to repair that and be shipshape for our next mission. And we have a carrier and another guided missile battle cruiser to our name. Whereas our wingman should have a frigate now, at least. So, yeah, that was intense. And had we done that in real life, that would be suicidal because of all the SAMs that would be able to shoot us out from 100 miles out. Unless we were to, like, you know, fly super low. But even then, they'd still be able to hit us 20 miles out. So that's really my biggest issue with this game, is the sacrifices it makes for scale. But, oh well, what can you do, you know? So, we will return victorious to our battle group, if I can find Carrie. There we go. And it was cool how we saw, you know, there are other Hornets doing... What's wrong? Uh-oh. Screwing up, we're trying to turn into night. We saw other Hornets doing strike missions out there. They somehow scripted the submarine to sink stuff. We had F-14s flying cover for us, and this is why this is one of my favorite missions, because it just, you know, these integrated strike ops that we're doing, you know, where the only thing that's missing is, you know, harpoon strikes from American surface warships from the Eisenhower group.
We're almost home.
So the second strike must have been around midday, since this one was in the evening.
3-1, descend to Angel 0, clear left.
Okay, so let's give me 30% throttle, flaps.
Wind at 2-4 knots.
Alright, let's cut that to 25% throttle. I really wish in navigation mode they wouldn't let you shoot your gun, but I don't know.
3 miles. Lower. Lower.
Okay, our speed isn't quite low enough for that
Lower.
yet.
2 miles. Steady. Lower.
Now I think our speed is good.
Lower.
Maybe let's take a few knots off.
Lower. Lower.
There we go.
On the ball. Higher.
Okay, so we dropped a little too fast at the end, but it looked good up until where we were too low, but I think we are still getting better. But, you know, we're also seeing some good landings. We only saw one of those, I think, in the entirety of the Vietnam campaign. Now we just wait for our wingman. Let's see, it doesn't look like... some of the helicopters got away. I'm gonna wait a little bit, see if the rest of the strike force actually joins us. It looks like there should be a couple fighters around us. Oh, maybe that was just our wing can, but nope, I hear someone. Who's parked inside of us now and makes me really scared. And we got a fourth one coming in. No Tomcats yet, unfortunately, although that would be cool to see. I think they would park here if there were Tomcats, so... yeah, I don't see anyone else showing up on the radar warning receiver. No, so that's it. That's a very successful strike on the Russian carrier battle group. So yeah, go America! So let's see if we get a medal for our efforts.
In recognition of uncommon valor and heroic action in the face of extreme adversity, the United States Navy would like to bestow upon you an honor.
And it's thundering outside a little bit, apparently. But yeah, I think any pilot who takes down a flat top should get a medal. Debrief, USS Eisenhower, CVN 69, date April 14th, mission mop-up, resolution, success. Nice work hitting those ships. That is some very loud thunder. Making every strike count is difficult even under good conditions, and you did it in the face of extreme opposition from below. Mission outcome destroyed the 3 targets. Status, we are alive, with a landing rate of 50% and 40% damage. Our wingman took 33% damage, so he got damage for once. His landing grade was slightly better than ours. Oh, that's unfortunate. Our wingman didn't get any kills. We had the carrier, the Kiev and the Kirov. Oh, that helicopter actually dodged our missile. That's important. Well, he didn't dodge it. Very loud thunder. He smoothed it with chaff. Our gun. How did we get such a low hit percentage against such a big target? Our enemy hit percentage, their AAA nicked us in that one part. We saw that. Actually, they must have nicked us a few times. It's a lot. If only 1% hit and we got 40% damage and 94 hits out of that. And now the thunder is shaking my apartment. Literally shaking it, so...
Man, I never seen anything like it. Russian fighters dropping into the water like waxed anvils. Intense.
Probably the best time you've ever had in a tightly confined space, eh, Ronnie?
Yeah, can't say the Navy doesn't know how to show a girl a good time.
Hey, isn't it time for the 10 o'clock debrief?
Yeah, Gary, put on the news.
U.S. fighters continue to attack Russian military ships well into the night, sinking at least 8 Russian vessels in just a few hours. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the State Department announced a ceasefire after Russian leaders agreed to an immediate withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukrainian soil. However, Russian leaders were quoted as saying that the question of Crimean repatriation is in no way resolved by American acts of barbarism.
What she meant to say is that we kicked some butt and took some names.
And I absolutely love those little segments at the end of the day where you get together with your fellow pilots. Our Hornet is fully operational again. I really hope that bug doesn't persist throughout this campaign, and I hope it's just related to the fact that they pre-selected the aircraft for us. So I'm thinking it technically wouldn't have come out of our fighter pool then. But anyways, that's it for today. So they've called a ceasefire. Let's see what comes of that next time. See you then.